There used to be map-based factions in Counter-Strike, but then CS2 happened, and because of that, we most likely will never have them back. Instead, now we have 2 default factions for every map and buyable agent skins that you can find on the Steam market. But still, have you ever wondered what were those other factions? In total, there were 6 factions for the counter-terrorists and 6 factions for the terrorists. So, let's not waste any more time and start from the good guys. First on the list we have the FBI, a widely known organization, and you guessed it, Counter-Strike based their game on the real-life organization. They are based in the USA and can be found on maps like Agency, Assault, Militia, Nuke, Office, Vertigo, and many others. This faction was introduced in 2012 and had an overhaul in 2018, but if you ask us, they looked better before the update. Also, their sounds are great.
Behind you. Go, go, go!
Now, if we talked about the FBI, it's only appropriate to move on to the SWAT faction. They're also in USA. SWAT is featured in Bank, Rialto, Vertigo prior to the 2019 update, and in some other maps as well. They have been in the game for quite some time now and had no updates whatsoever to their appearance. So that's that. Oh, and also they have super nice voices. The last USA faction on this list is our beloved SEAL Team 6. These guys have been around for a very long time. Their first appearance was in Counter-Strike 1.6. Can you believe it? They have been with us for over 2 decades now. In Counter-Strike Global Offensive, they were featured in the main maps like the Dust 2 beta and the Nuke from 2016 to 2018 in Train, Canals, Aztec, and many other maps. One fun fact about this faction is that they were originally dissolved in 1987 and were later known as DevGru. I hope I said that right. Time to move out of the American bubble and swim through the North Atlantic Ocean to France, where we meet Gigan. We play as them in such maps like Cache, Anubis, Ancient, Italy, Cobblestone, and many other maps. Gigan, like the previously mentioned SEAL Team 6, was an early Counter-Strike game, so it's an OG faction as well. Oh, and by the way, this model was used in this meme.
Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door stuck! Door stuck!
Our last faction of Europe is in Germany, and they are called GSG-9. These guys are considered to be one of the best counter-terrorist units after ending a 1977 Somalia plane hijacking. You can easily know that it's them by the big Polizei name on their stomach, and also we see them in the old CSGO trailer going to the map Nuke, since back then it was in Germany. Another popular map we can find them in is Overpass. And lastly, we come to the Israeli Defense Force, or shortly IDF. These guys are simple as they come, because they also say our mission is simple, take them out. This group is associated with all of the Dust maps in the game. Honestly, there isn't much to say because Valve themselves forgot to add any info on them, because in the files it even says Israeli Defense Force info goes here. Now that we're done with the TT factions, it's time to move on to the T factions. And we have to start off with the most badass looking ones. We're talking about the American faction known as the Anarchist group. We're pretty sad that they didn't make a comeback, but let's hope that someday they will come out as skins in some sort of operation. The only map you had the ability to play as this group was in Office. Such wasted potential. Next up, we have a group that can technically represent any Slavic or Eastern European group. Funny enough, one of their thank you quotes is Spasiba, which is Russian for thank you, and is not used in any Balkan countries. But anyway, we're talking about the Balkan faction. We can prove that they are Slavic by listening to their dialogue. You can play as this group in maps like Train, pre-2016 Nuke, Monastery, and in Short Train. Now from the Balkans, let's move to the Middle East, where we can find the first ever created terrorist faction of CSGO. They were first introduced in the game's beta release. We're talking about the Elite Crew. One fun fact about the iconic green terrorist in 1.6 is that it's just a reskin of Half-Life's Gordon Freeman. But let's get back to CSGO. This group can be found in Ancient, Anubis, Dust, Dust 2, Mirage, Short Dust, and in the beta version of Inferno. Now, let's move to the pirates. No, not those pirates, Somalian ones. These guys were introduced in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. They aren't featured in any big maps, but still were used in maps like Seaside, Shoots, and Ship. Other than that, not much is known apart from that they were based on the real-life pirates who terrorized the Suez Canals in Saudi. Now, it's time to get professional. Enough of these childish factions. We have some serious professionals from Australia and the United States. These guys are known to have one goal only: money. They are money-driven contractors who will kill, rob, and do anything for money. We see them in Agency, Safe House, Vertigo, and many other less-known maps. The last faction on this list is a French-Spanish group known as the Separatists. This faction is based off the real-life now-dissolved group Euskatita Askatasuna or ETA. Fun fact, their first ever models used to feature a similar symbol as the ETA, but the Spanish officials requested a removal of this feature. As this faction, you can only play in two maps, Inferno and Italy. Now, after you learned a lot, you may be asking, will these map-based factions ever come back to the game? Probably not, because Valve needs to make money from agents somehow. Peace!